Janine Homello here, presenting what might be the most intriguing and luxurious rural property you'll see on this channel, the incredible Drummond Ranch, valued at millions of dollars. Brace yourself. Today we open the gate to a farm that blends tradition, technology, and opulence in a way that defies any common idea of rural property. If you think a ranch is just pasture and a barn, wait until you see what lies behind these fences. In this first block, I'll place you inside the narrative: who bought it, where it's located, how the estate was shaped over the years, and why it earned a multi-million valuation. I'll light attention triggers, mystery, exclusivity, and a dash of productive envy, while clarifying the historical and economic value behind every inch of Drummond Ranch. The ranch spans vast acreage. Imagine thousands of hectares with varied topography, gentle hills, valleys cut by streams, immaculate pastures, and patches of preserved woodland. But it's not just size. Strategic land use turns hectares into fortunes. Drummond Ranch combines high-end cattle farming with precision agriculture, genetically selected herds, assisted reproduction facilities, and management systems that maximize productivity without sacrificing sustainability. Add to that specialty crops serving both feed and niche markets, premium hay, exotic forage cultivation, and zones producing medicinal herbs with international demand. Now multiply that image by luxury infrastructure, a main residence of high standard with classic architecture and interiors designed to host celebrities and investors, guest houses for staff and VIP visitors, hangars and private helipads, an equestrian center with jumping arenas and Olympic-level training facilities, a garage with rare vehicles and cutting-edge agricultural machinery. All this exponentially increases the property's value. Not to mention tech installations, soil sensors, satellite monitoring, drones for management, and 24/7 surveillance, a digital vault that protects every centimeter of the estate. Beyond the physical, intangible value is decisive. The Drummond brand positioned in the market as a synonym for quality, tradition, and exclusivity. Private parties, events, and partnerships with luxury brands bolster perceived value. Investors see the property not only as an agricultural asset, but as a lifestyle asset, a space that generates direct income and social prestige. To understand why Drummond Ranch has reached such an impressive multi-million valuation, we need to travel back in time and analyze the path that transformed this property into one of the most respected names in agriculture. Contrary to what many assume, the ranch did not begin as a massive empire. Its roots are humble, shaped by pioneers who faced harsh soil, unpredictable weather, and almost impossible logistical challenges. Yet it was precisely this blend of resilience and vision that formed the foundation of the estate. The name Drummond is more than a surname. It is an established brand. It carries decades of reputation built through hard work, strategic choices, and bold decisions. The first owners, members of a family with strong rural tradition, understood that surviving in a competitive region required going beyond conventional practices. While other properties focused solely on cattle, Drummond Ranch diversified early on: cattle, horses, crop production, and integrated rural services. This early diversification helped the ranch withstand economic crises and market fluctuations without losing stability. Over the years, the ranch expanded through strategic acquisition of neighboring lands. Each hectare purchased was not just a piece of ground, it was part of a bigger plan to create a vast, continuous area with high productive potential. This approach optimized pastures, created natural corridors for cattle handling, and established protected farming zones. The owners also partnered with rural universities and research institutions, turning Drummond Ranch into a center of agricultural innovation long before the term Agro 4.0 even existed. Another crucial factor was succession planning. Unlike many farms that collapse when passed from one generation to the next, Drummond Ranch benefited from a structured and well-prepared transition. Each generation added layers of modernization: smart fencing, advanced genetics, imported machinery, futuristic irrigation systems, and a corporate mindset that treated the ranch like a high-performance company. This business outlook solidified the estate as a benchmark for ranchers and investors. But the true turning point came when the Drummond name crossed into global pop culture. A public figure from the family turned her ranch lifestyle into worldwide media content, elevating the property's status to an entirely new level. This not only increased visibility but attracted investors and luxury brands eager to associate themselves with the high-end country lifestyle. As a result, Drummond Ranch became more than land and cattle. It became a lifestyle brand, a cultural icon, Now that you know the origin and historical rise of Drummond Ranch, it's time to step through its gates and examine in detail the structure that supports this multi-million-dollar property. We are talking about a rural giant with highly planned sectors, independent production zones, preservation areas, and an organization that resembles a multinational corporation more than a traditional ranch. And that is precisely what sets Drummond Ranch apart from the rest. The estate is divided into interconnected sectors, each with a specific function. The first major sector is the cattle nucleus, where everything revolves around livestock. Genetics here is treated like gold: elite breeding cows, award-winning bull lineages, artificial insemination programs, and embryo transfer labs that ensure herds with superior traits in productivity, docility, and resistance. Handling centers include modern corrals, hydraulic chutes, computerized scales, and individual tracking systems. Every movement of the herd is analyzed through digital platforms that monitor health, weight gain, nutrition, and even behavior. Beside the cattle area lies the equestrian complex, a world of its own within the ranch. Professional jumping arenas, training zones, climate-controlled stalls, meticulously organized THE rooms, vets and trainers working full-time. Horse breeding at Drummond Ranch is not a hobby, it is a business. Private auctions, the sale of elite foals, and participation in competitions make this one of the ranch's most admired and profitable divisions. Further ahead, we reach the agricultural sector, responsible for producing food, feed, and raw materials for the rest of the ranch. Premium hay production is one of the estate's signature operations: uniform quality. Programmed cutting, climate-controlled storage, and sales to elite breeders nationwide and abroad. There are also crops of sorghum, corn, alfalfa, and selected forage varieties chosen for their resistance and yield. The entire process is guided by precision agriculture, soil mapping, smart irrigation, drones monitoring plant growth, and autonomous machinery that cuts costs and boosts efficiency. The structure continues with the Technology and Surveillance Center, one of the most impressive parts. Operators monitor the whole property in real time through thermal cameras, automated drones, and sensors that detect everything from soil moisture to suspicious movement near the fences. This center functions as the ranch's brain, making fast decisions and ensuring maximum security, a necessity for properties of this size and value. There are also areas dedicated to environmental preservation, essential for sustainability and compliance with strict legal and economic standards. Rivers, lakes, and springs inside the estate are isolated and monitored. Native forest strips form ecological corridors that protect local wildlife and vegetation. This balance between use and preservation increases land value and strengthens the ranch's reputation as a model of environmental responsibility. Finally, we reach the most exclusive portion, the luxury residential and hospitality zone. The main mansion is built with noble materials, classic architecture, and spacious interiors that combine elegant rusticity with modern comfort. Rooms with grand fireplaces, industrial-grade kitchens, massive suites for VIP guests, underground wine cellars, complete gyms, swimming pools, private helipad, and gardens designed by famous landscapers. There are also auxiliary houses for staff, high-standard accommodations, and separate structures to receive investors, celebrities, and business partners. All of this forms a living organism that operates with absolute precision. Drummond Ranch is not just a ranch, it is a rural empire, a gigantic machine that blends nature, technology, tradition, and power. In the next block, we'll break down the financial side: profits, investments, valuation, and the reasons why this estate remains among the most valuable in the country. We've reached the point where Drummond Ranch stops being just an impressive structure and reveals itself as a high-performance financial engine. This is where we begin to understand why the property reaches multi-million-dollar valuations and maintains its value even in unstable economic times. Nothing at Drummond Ranch is left to chance. Every sector, every management decision, every investment is designed to generate measurable returns and reinforce the ranch as one of the most solid agricultural assets in the country. The first major revenue pillar is elite cattle ranching. Unlike conventional farms that rely on volume, Drummond Ranch operates on value. Its herd is the result of continuous genetic selection, certified lineages, and animals evaluated for performance, fertility, resilience, and weight gain. Sales follow a segmented model: premium breeding cows, high-performance bulls, superior calves, and exclusive lots reserved for private auctions. In some of these events, a single animal can sell for as much as 3 months of profit from an average ranch. Parallel to that, the equestrian division generates even more impressive figures. Horses trained on the ranch compete professionally and win championships that increase both the prestige and price of the animals. The sale of selected foals, training services, and international partnerships turned this division into an exceptionally lucrative source of income. The Drummond name has become synonymous with excellence, allowing the ranch to operate within the elite horse market, a niche where few can compete. The agricultural sector, though less glamorous, forms one of the most reliable income foundations. Premium hay production, alfalfa, sorghum, and corn allow the ranch to supply itself and also serve high-level breeders across the country. Management is so precise that operational costs are optimized to deliver margins far superior to many traditional farms. Low dependency on external inputs lowers risks, while precision agriculture maximizes productivity even in difficult seasons. Beyond its operational activities, Drummond Ranch also invests in complementary assets, land leasing, participation in rural enterprises, partnerships with luxury brands, and licensing of the Drummond name for events, products, and exclusive experiences. This expands intangible value and turns the estate into a highly profitable commercial brand. Another factor boosting the ranch's valuation is its strategic location and infrastructure. Properties with easy access to highways, airports, and commercial centers attract investors, especially those interested in both agribusiness and luxury real estate. The presence of a private helipad, internal roads, guest facilities, and VIP-ready hospitality creates opportunities for events, corporate retreats, high-end leisure, and private negotiations, all of which generate extra revenue and push valuation higher. Finally, the most powerful and least tangible element, the Drummond brand and media. When a rural property becomes a cultural symbol, its value multiplies. Partnerships with tech companies, premium agricultural brands, appearances in major media outlets, and the lifestyle projected by the family build a global showcase. This level of exposure can't be bought easily, and when it is, it turns the ranch into an asset of desire. In summary, Drummond Ranch is not valued solely for its land, but for the economic ecosystem built around it. It is a multifaceted business that generates income, influence, and prestige. In the next section, we'll explore the symbolic side, the secrets, curiosities, and exclusive details only noticeable to those who walk the ranch grounds. Over the decades, Drummond Ranch has evolved into far more than a large rural property. It has become a prime example of financial engineering applied to agribusiness. Even as a family-owned ranch, it operates with the precision of a corporation and the vision of people who understand that land. When well managed, is one of the most powerful assets on earth. The secret? A combination of smart diversification, strategic reinvestment, and a near-surgical understanding of the needs of the American agricultural market. The Drummond family realized early on that relying on a single source of income was too risky, even with tens of thousands of acres at their disposal. As a result, the ranch expanded into multiple fronts: beef cattle production, leasing land to neighbors, using parts of the property for high-quality hay production, and more recently, opening selected areas for controlled rural tourism, all without compromising the identity and privacy that have always defined the ranch. One of the pillars of the ranch's wealth is its approach to risk management. Unlike many ranchers who are at the mercy of market fluctuations, the Drummonds work with long-term contracts, hedge strategies, and partnerships that guarantee steady cash flow even during difficult times. Their wisdom comes from generations who endured storms, droughts, economic collapses, and skyrocketing land values. Every challenge has been turned into an opportunity to strengthen the ranch's financial foundation. Another key factor is continuous reinvestment. A significant portion of the ranch's profit is not simply distributed among family members. It is reinvested into the land, equipment, genetics, technology, and territorial expansion. This explains why, over time, the ranch stopped being just big and became monstrously valuable. In strategic regions of Oklahoma, productive land can easily reach million-dollar figures per block, and Drummond Ranch, with its colossal scale, benefits directly from this ongoing appreciation. And there's an ingredient many people overlook: the power of influence and branding. Thanks to Ree Drummond's media presence, turning her name into a global brand with TV shows and widely distributed products, the ranch gained visibility, indirectly increasing its value. When a property stops being just a farm and becomes a cultural symbol, its price rises in almost irrational proportions. In the end, Drummond Ranch became a case study in how to transform a rural inheritance into a multi-million-dollar empire. It wasn't luck, and it wasn't just land. It was vision, discipline, and the ability to understand that in modern agribusiness. Those who master strategy master the future. As Drummond Ranch moves into a new era, two forces become increasingly evident: the preservation of a legacy that spans generations and the modernization required to keep the property among the giants of global agribusiness. This fusion, tradition, and innovation is what keeps Drummond Ranch not only alive, but continually expanding, reinforcing its relevance in the 21st century. The future of the ranch is firmly rooted in an ambitious vision, transforming the property into a global model of economic and environmental sustainability. It's no longer only about producing more or earning more, but about finding the balance between conservation, technology, and profitability. Pasture management, for instance, is undergoing a complete transformation based on digital mapping, soil sensor technology, and long-term climate analysis. The objective is simple: maximize productivity while protecting natural resources, ensuring that future generations inherit land that is healthier and even more valuable. Cattle ranching is also being reinvented. New genetic programs aim to produce more resilient animals that require fewer resources and leave a smaller environmental footprint. Drummond Ranch is positioning itself to become a world reference in regenerative livestock production, a model in which cattle actively help restore soil health, increase biodiversity, and capture carbon. Major investors are closely watching this trend because properties capable of producing and regenerating simultaneously become exponentially valuable on global markets. Another pillar shaping the future is the expansion into technology-driven agribusiness. Partnerships with rural big data companies, autonomous drone fleets, and AI-based management platforms are driving more precise and profitable decisions. The ranch is also studying the creation of an agricultural innovation lab on the property itself, where startups will be able to develop solutions in areas such as animal nutrition, genetics, pasture management, and precision agriculture. Not only attracts investors, but transforms Drummond Ranch into a private hub of technological experimentation, something unprecedented among family-owned ranches. There is also an emotional dimension fueling this future, the strong sense of continuity between generations. The younger members of the family are being trained not merely to manage, but to lead. They learn finance, animal science, land stewardship, rural branding, and even strategic communication, ensuring that the Drummond legacy continues to grow with the same strength that built its past. The goal is not only to preserve what exists, but to elevate it. Another expanding path is premium rural tourism. Every year, more people seek the authentic cowboy lifestyle, the history of the property, and exclusive on-site experiences, although access remains carefully controlled to protect privacy and security. Feasibility studies already consider a possible expansion of this sector, opening doors to high-profit hospitality and experience-based business opportunities. But perhaps the most powerful sign of the ranch's future lies in its symbolic capital. Drummond Ranch is not just a multi-million-dollar agricultural asset. It is a cultural icon, a representation of American rural life, and a symbol of perseverance, tradition, and excellence. Symbolic assets possess a unique characteristic: they appreciate over time. As the ranch continues appearing in television programs, books, digital content, and international reports, its intangible value multiplies, and this is the type of wealth no appraisal can fully measure. In the end, the future of Drummond Ranch is built upon three pillars: strategy, innovation, and legacy. The property will continue expanding not only in financial worth but in historical relevance. If the past was grand, the future promises to be even greater. And for those following this story closely, as we do here at Celebrities Farm, one thing is clear: this ranch will still surprise the world.